Hello and welcome to the Daily Conspiracy Podcast. We don't take days off because reptilians don't take days off.
Jeffrey Epstein doesn't take days off.
Jeffrey Epstein doesn't take days off. I'm pretty sure he took off. I'm pretty sure now he took off from prison.
Yeah, that's the best way of putting it. He took off from prison.
Yeah.
Not that he fluttered off in prison. He took off.
Yeah, I am agreeing now with it. Jeffrey Epstein didn't kill himself because he didn't die at all.
It's fucking wild, mate. But people, we are here for you through this Epstein re-immersion of it's Lee. I don't know what to fucking. I don't know what to peek into first. We were going to do fucking Epstein and UFOs. Now we've got more stuff that's just come out.
Mm-hmm.
It's insane. So I thought
Conspiracy Christmas.
it is Conspiracy Christmas, and if you want to make our Conspiracy Christmas, make sure you fucking do all the stuff. Give us 5-star review, leave some comments, share us with a friend. Consider becoming a patron, you know?
I'd also like to ask the people listening to us on Spotify to answer me a question too. This is kind of a little bit of market research.
Oh, yes.
As we look towards, I know people have asked for video quite a lot on Spotify. So I would like to know how many of you out there listening to us on Spotify have Spotify Premium. That's what I need to know from you guys. Because there's things we can do. There's measures we can take. Some of them are extreme. Some of them are scary. But if the people... Look, we want to give the people what they want, don't we? That's our job. Give the people what they want.
Give them exactly what they want.
So yeah, if you're one of these people that are really after video from us on Spotify, I need to know if you use Spotify Premium or not. Don't just say you do, because it's not necessary that if you say you do, we need the truth.
And don't worry if you don't. You're not gonna lose a podcast. So
no, you're not going to lose anything if you don't. I just need to know this thing. That's all.
Just need to know.
Yeah.
But yeah, Lee, I'm going to start us off with one of your favourite people in the jiu-jitsu?
It is jiu-jitsu, Ollie.
That's the one.
It's the reason my body hurts from pretty much I'm from the neck down right now.
Oh, you've just got your ass kicked, haven't you?
A couple of times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, if you chose to get into it in your 40s.
I did.
You'll learn.
I have learned. I dreading to know what colour my shin is going to be tomorrow. It's so sore.
Well, at least it's your shin that's sore.
Well, this is the thing. I'm one of those people. I bruise easily. Not in the Danielle Bedingfield. Not Danielle. What was his sister called?
Did he have a sister?
Yeah, she did the High Bruise Easily song. Anyway, the not in a bit of a baggy way. I just generally bruise easy. So I come home I'm 40% Smurf by the time I've finished jiu-jitsu.
You'll heal, mate. You'll heal. So
2 jiu-jitsu black belts we're into here.
Well done. Come everybody give Lee a round of applause. Leave a comment about Lee's jiu-jitsu as well.
Ollie's just Ollie's just pissed off.
I'm just jealous.
Just jealous because somebody didn't make boxing tonight.
Oh no, yeah, somebody slipped my tire, I think.
Oh yeah, somebody slipped my tire. Oh, they couldn't drive.
That's what my boxing coach said. He said to my wife, because my kids go before me, and he said it was an excuse.
Yeah, I agree with your boxing coach.
Yeah, thanks. Anyway, this is 2 years old, this, and I wanted to play this before we get into the nitty-gritty of the show. I think this has aged like a fine whiskey. It's deliciously. Let me play this.
Everything that's going on right now in the world is linked to Jeffrey Epstein. That's what I think. I think
Everything?
I think everything. Man.
The Trump shit, everything?
Everything.
Everything?
Who's
UFOs?
connected? Who, like, I don't
Gaza?
know. Yeah.
Well, you know,
yeah,
look,
all of it. All of
since
it.
I met you, we've discussed UFOs. UFOs have been around. They've been talking about them since Jesus left Chicago.
Right.
But the last 3 fucking years, everybody's seeing fucking UFOs.
Yeah.
How about that Miami shit? Come
Miami.
on. Come on, dog.
The
Miami shit
people
was
who
Come on,
did coke
dog.
for 40 years.
Yeah.
That's what.
So I don't want to get into the UFOs, but I think I just wanted to play that little bit of that show with Eddie Bravo, because I think he's hit the nail on the head.
Yeah.
I think everything leading up to now has probably it's been to do with Jeffrey Epstein.
Eddie Bravo, like, who fucking knows now? If it turns out the world's flat, I will not be shocked anymore, right? Fine. Like, the conspiracy theorists are batting strong at the minute, so fucking down for it if that's where it goes. But like,
I mean, if it turns out to be flat, we've kind of like put our foot in the door a little bit, so we're good with the flat earthers. You know, we've had a few on the show. We've been nice to them.
Yeah, we're flat adjacent.
Yeah.
I think Eddie Bravo. It pains me that whatever happened with Rogan, like, and I believe before people go, oh, someone got to Rogan, I believe it was Eddie Bravo's choice that he didn't want to go on Rogan anymore because he was becoming the conspiracy guy, and he didn't want to be the conspiracy guy. That was one of the reasons he stopped going on Rogan.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I've watched lots of interviews with Eddie Bravo. I would fucking I love him going on. Hang on, I just said I would fuck him, and then I changed.
You did say I'd fuck him, and then you followed that with I love him.
Yeah, I didn't mean to. That's
It's all right, Eddie. Lee bruises easily.
Yeah, it does. Anyway, what I was trying to say is, I think he's one of the. He's one of the.
You think he's one of the hottest men
in the world? I think he's one of the soundest crazy people. Like,
Yeah.
he says crazy stuff, and then after you listen to it and it goes on for a little bit, you go, "It's kind of something to that crazy stuff he was saying."
Yeah, no, I concur. I'd love to get Eddie on. Also, to watch you blush. We know some people that know Eddie anyway. We could make that probably happen.
I don't think we'd make it happen. I don't think we could
I
get
don't
him
know.
on
Send
the
him some
podcast.
flowers.
But we've got friends in common.
We have. Anyway, so you gave me a voice message this afternoon, and like you were very excited about this. So I've got the news article. It seems that Donnie Trump it actually did report Jeffrey Epstein way back when.
Right.
So I'm going to play this. I hope this is true. I really do.
This morning, a new document coming to light claims in the mid-2000s, President Trump called police about Jeffrey Epstein. Among the 3 million Epstein files released by the Department of Justice last month is a 4-page FBI report on an interview the Bureau conducted in 2019 with the man believed to be former Palm Beach Police Chief Michael Reiter. Reiter and his detectives began investigating Epstein for human trafficking in 2004. According to the document, Trump called Reiter around that time and said, "Thank goodness you're stopping him. Everyone has known he's been doing this." Reiter also says Trump said he threw Epstein out of his club, and he was around Epstein once when teenagers were present, and Trump got the hell out of there. The former police chief says Trump told him to focus on Epstein's associate, Ghislaine Maxwell, saying she is evil.
Did you have any suspicions that he was molesting young women,
No, I had
underage
no
women?
idea. I had no idea.
Trump has long denied having any knowledge of Epstein's crimes, but Reiter says Trump was one of the very first people to call when people found out that they were investigating Epstein. Maxwell appeared from prison for a congressional deposition yesterday. The convicted child sex trafficker was grilled about Epstein's crimes.
Can you please provide us with all the names of other additional co-conspirators to the crimes perpetuated by you and Jeffrey Epstein?
I invoke my Fifth Amendment right to silence.
She invoked the Fifth Amendment after every question. Maxwell's lawyer says she is prepared to speak fully and honestly if granted clemency by President Trump. Meanwhile, Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick faces bipartisan calls to resign over new revelations about his relationship with Epstein long after Epstein pleaded guilty to sex crimes. The Commerce Department saying Mr. and Mrs. Lutnick met Jeffrey Epstein in 2005 and had very limited interactions with him over the next 14 years. Overseas, King Charles is breaking his silence about his brother, former Prince Andrew, since the new revelations and the latest Epstein files release. King Charles now saying he is ready to support police as they look into a claim that Andrew shared confidential material with Epstein back when Andrew was a trade envoy. The palace saying the king has made clear in words and through unprecedented actions his profound concern at allegations which continue to come to light in respect to Mr. Mountbatten Windsor's conduct. Back in Washington, members of Congress were able to view unredacted versions of the Epstein files yesterday.
There were tons of completely unnecessary redactions in addition to the failure to redact the names of victims.
Republican Thomas Massie and Democrat Ro Khanna say the DOJ redacted several names of men they say should be revealed without redactions. Massie is threatening to read the names on the House floor, but says he'll give the Justice Department time to respond.
I think we need to give the DOJ a chance to go back through and correct their mistakes.
Deputy.
So we've got we've got Trump that reported this quite some time ago. We've got I don't know, Prince Charles, King Charles, who's going to comply with the police with anything to do with his brother. I don't know. I think me and you said after the show last night we spoke about that. I don't think anything's going to happen with that. I think
no, I don't either.
He's going to get even more just pushed away.
The guy that's threatened to read the names of the redacted men out in Congress, like how many times should we run a bet on how many times that guy shoots himself in the back of the head when he ends himself?
Or maybe falls down a big flight of stairs, or
he
sneezes and has an aneurysm that explodes something inside his head.
Yeah, or like walks into his house, trips, puts his hand in the toaster, stumbles, falls into the bath.
That too.
Accidents happen, Ollie, all the time.
He pisses too high and hits the light bulb.
So, right, here's a question, because I'm not sure where I fucking stand here or sit. Ghislaine Maxwell was somewhere, like, we take it she's in prison. I find it very strange like whatever's in the background is blocked off with those tent type like 1940s hospital bed dividers. That seemed weird to me for some reason. I don't know.
Yeah,
why.
the picture in the background. Did you notice that as well?
Yeah. What's the picture? I don't.
The picture's
understand.
really fucking weird. I mean, I'll bring it back up on screen. We don't have to play anything because all she says is, "I revoke my Fifth Amendment." But
it's like half a tree. Yeah.
And she's on the dark side of the tree. It's almost like they're telling us something. I don't know. It's a weird thing to be in that room. You know, if that's a room where they interrogate people, they've got a light and dark. I don't know. It looks a bit fucking. What's the word I'm looking for, Lee?
It doesn't look like something you have in a prison, Ollie.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking for.
Doesn't look like something you'd have in a prison. But then again, obviously you have meeting rooms in prisons. I don't know. There is something about this scenario that makes me go, that's weird. It's all weird. The table is so highly polished.
Oh, it's beautiful. That table is. Yeah, it's just.
I know that sounds weird, but like if they've just took her into like the meeting room in prison, are we expecting a table to be polished that highly? That seems strange.
You'd expect her to have a glass of water, not a bottle of water, on that table.
Maybe she's not allowed glass.
With a coaster, she won't be allowed glass. That is very true.
Yeah. Yeah, there's some weird. It feels strange, doesn't it? It does feel strange. But what I was going to say was, do you believe that there is a panic, or is this controlled?
I think it could be controlled.
You think it could be controlled?
Because they didn't need to really, or did they? I don't know what's going on with the higher ups behind closed doors. You know, if the whole Q things are correct, maybe this is the pressure that is. You know, what was it that Q said that there's a bit like a powerful saying that the Q posts mentioned that
nothing can stop what's coming.
Nothing can stop what's coming. Yeah, and that seems like that is coming to fruition right now. But what I did want to bring up is I just want to show this before I get on to a little girl that went missing. Was it 2009, Lee?
Was it 2009?
Was Madeleine McCann,
no,
a British little girl, went missing in Portugal.
Well before. I'll find out for us.
Yeah, I want to play this clip just so, while we're on the with Donald Trump. Telling the police about Jeffrey Epstein.
I think it's 2000 or 2001.
Was it? Right.
Oh,
so
no, 2007.
Other people have kind of backed the Don up when it comes to what's the word I'm looking for? When it comes to Trump not liking Jeffrey Epstein, complying with police officers. Let me just play this.
The police began to investigate him over allegations that he was, that there were underage women coming to his house. Epstein believed that it was Trump who first informed the police about what was going on at Epstein's house. And from that point on, they were nothing but bitter enemies.
And this is what he's telling you. This is one of the instances of what he's telling you. That,
yes.
That the following happened.
That is the version of this related by Epstein.
Okay.
Yes. The police.
So there's, I don't know who that guy is. I'm sure he's quite important because he's on Patrick Bet-Davis. But I've heard this for a while now that you'd hear that Trump had kicked Jeffrey Epstein out of one of his
Mar-a-Lago, wasn't it? It was supposed to be
Mar-a-Lago. Yes, it was. But then you get, people on the left that don't want to hear this shit, and they're like, "Nah, he's on the list. Trump's on the list." Just because Trump's on the list, don't get me wrong, I'm not gonna put any bets on it that he isn't a bad guy because I don't know the man.
Mm-hmm.
But everybody in the list is not going to be a bad person. You will have bumped into a serial killer probably once or twice maybe in your life because I think there's a lot of them among us.
Oh, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? You've probably spoken to a few PDF files in your life and not known.
I've never met a serial killer. What's the chance of just two serial killers randomly bumping into each other?
I knew you were going to say that. This is why I slept with no pants on, mate.
Yeah.
When I was next to you. Speaking of serial killers, or whatever went down with Madeleine McCann, I've got some. This is fucking crazy. I did not expect this, Lee. I really didn't. So, apparently, it's something to do with Jeffrey Epstein.
Well, I mean, the photo fit. I'm sure this is going to be part of this.
You're going to see the photo
presentation. The photo fit has been a thing for quite some time. But fucking hell, Dan Wootton is a strange looking man, isn't he?
I do like him though. I listen to a bit of Dan Wootton on the
Look how
evening sometimes.
aerodynamic that fucking nose is.
He's an aerodynamic man.
You could imagine, like he's only a couple of prosthetics away there, even the clothes, to be in Ratty from Wind in the Willows.
You leave Mr. Wootton alone.
Sorry.
I quite like him. Not in that way, Dan. Don't get excited.
Yeah. I like Wind in the Willows. It's fucking...
Anyway, this is wild. Let me play this.
Breaking right now, Epstein files emails have linked the disappearance of Madeleine McCann to Ghislaine Maxwell for the first time. The mainstream media have decided to ignore the story. Now, what I'm showing you right there is the EFIT photograph released of one of the suspects in the Madeleine McCann case in the past. And as Maverick X posted, can we talk about how Ghislaine Maxwell looks similar to the female abductor sketch of Madeleine McCann? Now, presumably a lot of people have completely dismissed this link because it sounds like a conspiracy theory. You know, I don't use that term. I don't use that term because every time there is a conspiracy theory, within a few years, it has come true. But within the Epstein files, we have now established that in September 2009, Ghislaine Maxwell was said to have been seen with a young girl matching the description of Madeleine McCann. That was 2 years.
That was 2 years after.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
After her disappearance in Portugal. So I want to take you through the report in full from the Epstein files. And of course, there are some redactions here. So the communication says, the woman I saw looked just like Ghislaine Maxwell. I reported the sighting to the police, but thought I would report it to you as well. And then when asked what was the exact crime that occurred, it was a suspected sighting of an abducted child. We believe that the approximate date was the end of September or the beginning of October 2009. And the eyewitness says, and this is according to this new documentation released in the Epstein files, I was living in, and it's redacted, I went to the shop down the road. It was a Sunday and very quiet. I turned off from my street on the main road and found myself walking behind a woman and a little girl. There was also a middle-aged man with them, but he was walking much further ahead. When I got up close to the girl, I noticed she looked like Madeleine McCann. The woman was trying to hurry her along and seemed agitated that I was there. The little girl held her hand over her right eye the whole time we were walking. She kept on turning around to look at me. I turned off after a while. I reported it to the website as a sighting as I found it was odd. Didn't think about it for years till I saw the EB post about Ghislaine Maxwell and the theory of her taking. And let me just show you that EFIT picture of the so-called female abductor who does bear a striking resemblance to.
That is a. If you look back then at the age that Ghislaine would be there, it's pretty striking.
Would you like to know something else interesting? I don't know whether Dan Wootton
I've got some more to play.
Yeah, I don't know whether he thinks of this, but he said the lady who said that Madeleine was covering her right eye.
That's what I caught that, and I thought that's weird. That's a
no, that's the eye, which is weird.
Oh, so I was thinking,
Mm-hmm.
being the conspirator, I was thinking, is this just like something they've snuck in there as a little Easter egg? You know, that they're fucking around with us, and that is the whole right eye thing with the Illuminati.
I've got that. I don't know what the proper. I know the real word. There's a proper word for it, but she's got that pigment, like bleed, in her right eye.
Yes, she has.
It's so prominent. You would ask. You would tell the girl to cover that where you're around people.
That is interesting.
It's almost like Dan Wootton should be the journalist that thought of that, but there you go. What you gonna do?
Ghislaine Maxwell.
Sorry.
Let me bring in Lauren, the insider, who has been spending days combing through the Epstein files independently. Now,
well, I'll just say
Lauren, of
right
course-
now, Lauren's not doing a job properly
Why is that?
because she didn't think of the eye.
Well, she might mention the eye in a minute. I don't know.
Have you not watched this?
I have watched it. I listened to it. Anyway, so I'll tell you what. Let me
Look how cross she looks. She looks so angry.
Well, I'd be angry as well. You keep interrupting her.
Sorry, Lauren.
there needs to be a lot of work done on this. I know there does. And no one is directly saying that Ghislaine Maxwell was involved in the disappearance of Madeleine McCann, apart from, of course, this one eyewitness sighting. However, I believe that you have been able to at least place Ghislaine Maxwell in Portugal.
I see the eye thing, Lee. It's the right eye as well.
Yeah, I know.
Which is, of course, where Madeleine McCann was abducted from.
Yeah, that it is the right eye. That's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
That's really interesting. It's the right eye. Let me bring the next clip up.
Heard it here first, folks.
This what, mate?
I heard it here first.
Well done. I didn't remember that, mate. But yeah, I remember people saying that. Didn't people say that the little girl had autism or something like that? I remember that being something that they kept
Madeleine.
mentioning over and over again.
I don't think so. I've never heard of Madeleine having autism.
I'm sure they said that she had that there was something like that. But anyway, I'm going to play this bit.
Well, Ghislaine Maxwell would frequently go to Portugal, fly into Lisbon, as would many of the other people that were recruiting for Jeffrey Epstein. They, Faro, Lisbon, it all comes up on the logs. Interestingly, we are not able and not meant to be able to piece everything together seamlessly because they have redacted the very information we need. So we don't know this 2009 spotting. They haven't said where this is, which makes it very hard. The redactions within the files, they frequently have taken out certain information which would help us piece things together. But if we go back to the facts, what do we know? Well, we know that Jean-Luc Brunel, who had a modeling company that was a front for the trafficking, was given triplets as a birthday present. The story is so abhorrent, Dan, I can't even repeat it. But there was terabytes of child. This is horrific. I can't even believe we have got to a stage where people have been failed this badly. It makes me feel sick. So I think, again, we have to remember anything we've been told, we have to absolutely discard it. And this is why I have said for a long time, we as the public, we have to work hard for our news to decipher what we can believe and what we can't, because so many children were put at risk for the officials to tell us, that, Ghislaine Maxwell was just trafficking. And to who? Who was she trafficking to? No one's in jail. So they've lied to us there. And the picture done, it absolutely looks like Ghislaine Maxwell. And what also makes me so cross is these rumors have circulated amongst social media. And I feel that many citizen journalists and many free thinkers and critical thinkers, that, they have that term conspiracy theorist weaponized against them. And they're made to feel shame for thinking these things like it's so.
We don't love, we wear it with pride.
Not, yeah, fucking out here trying to monetize this shit. What are you talking about?
I think we should also just let the American. Is Madeleine McCann a known case in America?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a big case.
It was a strange one for me as well because there was so much noise made about it, and I've often wondered what it must feel like for. I mean, obviously the idea of losing a child's fucking insane. I can't even begin to fucking reconcile how that feels. But when you think that it happens, This isn't like the first time it's ever happened. And I always thought the media exposure for that was really strange. And like people would turn around and say, "Oh, it's just because she's like white and she's got doctors." For even back then, like even before the culture wars like kicked off, people were saying like, "Oh, well, she's white and she's her parents are doctors and stuff, and that's why people are fucking bothered." But there was always that bit in me that I just couldn't reconcile why. This one got all of the attention, as horrible as it was, and I remember right. I remember the day after it was reported she went missing, when you had that big media frenzy going on. I was working on a building site at the time. I remember we all sat down because it was before smartphones, and I remember we all sat down and we all had newspapers. It'd have been
2007.
Yeah. So, no smartphone, no proper smartphones. Not like now, you got like you don't need newspapers. You've got the fucking internet at your fingertips all the time, don't you now? But everyone had a newspaper, and every front page had Madeleine McCann's mum. What was her name?
I know
Kate.
the dad,
McCann.
Jerry McCann.
Kate McCann. And every newspaper had a picture of Kate on the front of it. And it was that one where she was like kind of half looking into the middle of the distance with her hand up and sorrow, sorrow, sorrow. And I remember getting like this, and this was kind of before I was into this sort of stuff, to be perfectly honest. I wasn't like a conspiracy theorist then. I was probably on my way. But I remember saying to everyone on the site, like, do you not find it weird that her daughter went missing yesterday and she's clearly had a photo shoot? Because because of the way it was all done, her makeup had been done, the lighting was all really good. I remember thinking of this before, like, when I was little and like a kid had gone missing, you'd get the immediate thing would be like the parents and stuff on like a lineup, in front of like the live things, and you'd have a mother there that looked like they hadn't slept for fucking 100 weeks, or just go, "Oh yeah, Jenny, just let us know where you are," type thing. I didn't see that from Kate. She just looked.
She looked like she'd made an effort to go on camera.
Yeah,
which is
weird.
I can't imagine any situation. It would be the worst thing ever, losing a child like that and not knowing. I can't imagine even fucking getting a shower or anything. Eating, let alone like doing my hair or anything like that. You're gonna be just distraught. You would not give a shit what you look like on television. You know what I mean? You wouldn't think like that. I don't think you would anyway.
No, I don't.
Anyway, I'll play a little bit more of this because I've left her paused in a really awkward position. She looks like
the toy's working.
Yeah. Let me play this.
Ludicrous. Well, the world is run by satanic paedophiles. We can see that in the Epstein documents. That's a fact.
I can get on with her
ultimately,
now. Yeah, me too.
We now have to try and piece the rest of this together. If you ask anyone about the Madeleine McCann, the entire case, it didn't make sense. John Wedger, the former Scotland Yard detective, has said this openly. Nothing made sense with this case. And if you look at the location that she was abducted from, this was a very, very safe part of Portugal. Nothing like this had ever happened. It was very family orientated. The same families would go back there every year. This was so out of the ordinary. And that then makes you think, okay, well, we do have to now consider that Ghislaine Maxwell did go to Portugal. The Jeffrey Epstein trafficking network did recruit from Portugal. It also, went to many other places. But we are dealing with organized crime here. So it is going to take some time to go through this. But evidently, those in power have never given us the full picture on this.
No, indeed. And the thing is, Lauren, you would imagine that Kate and Jerry McCann would be aware of this. If not, would they be asking questions now? But for
yeah. If you're the mum and dad, and something like this comes to light, you're gonna ask the questions. This is one of the most. This is probably one of the most famous missing children cases on planet Earth, and something like this comes to light where there is a picture that does match Ghislaine Maxwell. They were known to go to Portugal as well. To this, I don't know if it's the same part of Portugal, but it's Portugal. They were known to go over there. Just because they went to Portugal, does that mean that they abducted Madeleine? No, but that image looks like Ghislaine. It looks exactly what she looked like back then. If you're going to put those pictures alongside, and then to top it off, you've got what it seems that you've just discovered there, that they was covering the eye up because Madeleine has a distinct mark on her right eye. It's weird. Lee, you're muted.
It's usually your trick, that, isn't it?
I know it is. I taught you well.
Yeah. Yeah. No,
I do have a little bit more to play on that in a moment anyway, but go on.
No, it's just, I haven't really got any more to add to it. I just think it's a real fucking strange.
It's weird that this is coming. I don't know if somebody might have mentioned something about this before in the past, but this seems to be brand new.
What?
This. I've not heard of this before.
What about just
the
like
link
Maxwell?
between I've seen that picture might have been a thing, but that report, to go with the report, is insane.
Yeah. I mean, I've heard links between or people saying that looks like her, like Ghislaine before. But it's interesting. It's come back up now.
It is right now. It's perfect. It is absolutely perfect. Let me play this last bit.
I don't know. I mean, the
Madeleine's
Madeleine
parents.
McCann, what I've always found frustrating about the Madeleine McCann story is, and this probably isn't a popular thing to say, but, you know, and obviously anyone that's lost their child in these circumstances, it is just like a nightmare. But if this were a couple that weren't doctors and were in a low income household and didn't speak like, you know, Jerry and Kate McCann, there would not have been this level of press interest in this story. You know, if this were a hard working class family that spoke like Tommy Robinson and they had also been for dinner and left their children, the narrative would have been so different on this, Dan. You know, children do go missing all the time, but the press decided to run with this narrative because it sold for them as well. But there have been many children that the press have never covered because they also weren't pretty and blonde, and there wasn't a narrative there that they could embellish and keep running.
Lee, didn't Ghislaine's dad have something to do with a newspaper company?
Yeah, he owned the Daily Mirror.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Do you see what I'm... So Ghislaine's dad, Robert Maxwell, he had so the Daily Mirror. So I've got it here: Daily Mirror, the Sunday Mirror, and the People. So the newspaper companies that he owned them, didn't he? He owned them.
Yeah.
Mirror Group Newspapers
Mm-hmm.
was the company. So, I mean, that was massive for the newspapers. Massive for the news industry. Call me a conspiracy theorist, but I have literally just put that together in my little peapod brain. From what I didn't put that together before watching this.
I don't like.
I'm not saying that's what it is, but do you know what I mean?
I don't believe that they arranged the kidnapping of Madeleine McCann just for a news story.
How much money would it have generated?
I mean, it would have generated a lot of money for every news. Like, it's not like unless someone can tell me that the Mirror had some sort of exclusive, like an exclusive with the McCanns. Then
listen,
maybe
I'm not saying this is a thing. I'm just saying it's just a bit weird.
I might fuck with that idea if that was the case. I don't know if that was the case, so who knows? But I don't. I find it far more likely that this involves some sort of child trafficking with if it's Madeleine McCann, if it's Ghislaine Maxwell.
Yeah.
There was a weird thing. It's one of the reasons I don't like pictures of my child on Facebook. That inside of Facebook, this was a while ago, like a long time ago, there were people inside Facebook that were found to be like searching like for pictures of children, and then they were essentially finding whatever pictures they wanted to find of children on people's profiles, and then they were swapping them. I'm going a step further with that I believe if you put your child on social media excessively, you are basically putting it on a shopping list.
Yeah, I mean,
now. But I realize obviously we didn't have social media back then. So in that respect, I think there's maybe people just requested. And see, this is the other thing as well. Like if she was abducted by Ghislaine Maxwell, then the parents would have to be involved in that.
Would they?
Yes, because we've already said how weird it is.
It is weird. There was a very, very. It was a posh resort. It was in a really. I mean, I've been to Portugal. It's fucking great.
Mm-hmm. Even the way she went,
this place was particularly known as a very safe area.
So I don't know if you know how odd the night is. Like I didn't realize because you found this stuff out there while I was out, and I've done a lot of digging into the Madeleine McCann stuff. So this is kind of just what I remember, not like from stuff I've watched and read for years. So they were in a closed resort. So like a courtyard style resort,
right.
You know, you get the apartments around the outside, and then you have the communal sort of garden pool areas and stuff like that in the middle.
Locked gates, things like that. Yeah.
They were in eye distance of their room, the back door. What would be the back door to their room? I believe it would have took 3 minutes to walk to the from where they were sat from where they were all having lunch to the
was it lunch or was it dinner? It was dinner. In the evening, wasn't it?
It was in the evening. From where they were having dinner, it would have taken them like 3 minutes, I think it was, from the table to the back door.
Yeah.
Instead of doing that, I believe it was like 10 minutes to go out the front of the house, the front of the place, walk round the outside of the rows to come into the hotel the other way around. I think, first of all, the wild idea of leaving your child sleeping in a room on their own while you went out and had drinks. I just don't understand it. Like I mean, she's such a small child. She's smaller than my child now. It's slightly different now. I would never leave my house while
Mate,
my child was in the house.
outside our house, we can see the bottom of our street. I struggle with that if I can't see them. To the point where I'll sometimes stand at the top of the street, and it's like my oldest, like, Dad, well, you know, what you do when you're embarrassing me.
Well, no, it's not that. But when you've got kids that are asleep as well, like I know from when I put my own child to bed, and I don't even like taking the rubbish out to the bin. Do you know what I mean? I don't like being in. So say the summertime when I've got like my hot tub going, I wouldn't feel comfortable sitting in my hot tub in the garden.
I know what you mean. Yeah.
While my son's upstairs asleep.
Because you don't. If you're at the back of the garden, you don't know who's going to come into the front door.
Into the front, or whether the child would wake up and then try and find you and go out the front to try and find you.
Yeah, no, I get it.
Yeah.
I get it.
Another
oddity, mate. Just quickly, like that. I could be wrong with this, but if I think I'm right, when they found out that Madeleine was missing, did they have another child or over 2 children?
I believe there was 2 children in that because they used to put all the children in the one room. I think. I can't remember.
So,
but it's.
Do you know what I'm getting at?
I know, but just before you go in, so Kate went to check on the children. She went round the outside, which took like an extra 10 minutes rather than the 3 minutes it would have taken just to walk across the courtyard and into the back of the apartment. She walked in, found that the child had gone missing, didn't go out the back again, went the long way round to the front of the house, walked up to the table, said to Jerry McCann, and this has been confirmed by other guests that were at the table that night. And Kate turned around to Jerry and said, "We've really let her down this time."
Oh, God, I remember that.
What a strange
That is a
thing to
fucking
say.
weird thing to say, yeah.
Not, she's missing, she's gone. Where is she? She's gone.
Not only that, I think there was another 2 children there. So your child's missing in that room. You grab the other kids. You grab the other kids. You say, "Where's?" You would say, "Where's my?" That's the bit I don't get as well. You'd say, "Where's my?" You'd ask the children.
Well, there was
you'd
also
say, "She's hiding."
stories.
Where is she? Have you seen her? Those children would be awake.
Yeah, but there was also word on the street that they used to. I heard this. I don't know what evidence there was for it, but it was widely circulated that with them all being doctors, that they would dose their children up to keep them asleep.
Yeah, I heard that.
Yeah,
because there was like the one of the big conspiracies was that
they overdid it with the secret sauce.
That. Yeah.
I don't know.
That conspiracy, I don't believe. I think that's bullshit.
I
don't think you could get rid of. I don't think they could do that. Be in Portugal and go, right. We've made a mistake, but we need to get rid of the body.
Well, the other thing I find pretty fucking wild is that the chief of police that was on the job, whatever he was, Spanish CID.
Yeah.
He wrote a book. He thinks the McCanns like killed.
He thinks they
their
had
own
something to do
child.
with it, didn't he?
Yeah. And he wrote a book about it. That book was banned everywhere. It was banned from Amazon.
Really?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
There was protection done. Like Gary and Kate were protected.
Oh yeah, they were. So that's the thing. What sort of money is protecting these people?
Well,
do you know what I'm saying? Because if this is because, like the young lady just said then on Dan Wotton's show, if this had happened to the average Joe, this has happened to someone that doesn't have a lot of money, and the child goes missing, it might not even get fucking reported. You know, your child might not even be a big deal. This probably happens all the time, and this case made it to light. This case made it to light, and the McCanns, they're very protected. You got to be careful what you say. That I've always found that really, really interesting. The fact that because it can't be because people can have the conspiracies about it. You know, that's what happens with these things.
Do you know the as of mid-2025, the cost of the Metropolitan Police investigation into the disappearing Madeleine McCann, known as Operation Garage, has surpassed 13.3 million.
Jesus.
What numbers are there, Ollie?
33.
Thought you might like to know.
Yeah, it's interesting. I'll tell you what have you ever seen have you ever seen Ghislaine being interviewed?
No.
So I found a little nugget. I don't know if this is new. I haven't found it anywhere else, but I saw on Asmongold again, because I quite fancy that man. I saw that he was playing the latest where Ghislaine was just talking about, she wasn't saying anything. She was saying that she revokes her Fifth Amendment right. That's all she said all the way through. So I wondered if there was anything out there. And I found something, Lee. So this, I've never seen this before. So I think a lot of our audience might have not heard this. This is a interview with Ghislaine about trafficking. So let me play this.
Can you list for me all the girls that you have met and brought to Jeffrey Epstein's house that were under the age of 18?
Check the Foreman Foundation.
I could only recall my family members that were there, and I could not make a list of anyone else because that list never happened. But I can take off.
I'm talking about during the time that you were working for Jeffrey Epstein.
Right.
Can you list all the girls that you found for Jeffrey Epstein that were under the age of 18 to come work for him in any capacity?
Check the Foreman Foundation.
So I didn't find girls. I didn't look for them.
You choose the word.
Well, no, you don't choose the word. If you have a question, ask it.
List all of the girls that you met and brought to Jeffrey Epstein's home for the purposes of employment that were under the age of 18.
Check the Foreman Foundation.
I've already characterized what my job was, which was to find people, adults, professional people, to do the types of jobs that I listed before. Pool person, secretary, house person, chef, pilot,
But I was asking
architect.
about individuals under the age of 18, not adult persons, individuals under the age of 18.
I only hired, looked for people, or tried to find people to fill professional jobs in professional situations.
Under the age of 18, correct?
I think we've established was 17 and
Is she
a masseuse.
I'm sorry, go ahead. Is she the only individual that you met for purposes of hiring someone for Jeffrey that was under the age of 18?
Check the Foreman Foundation. Mischaracterizes her testimony.
So I didn't hire people. I met people.
Use the word hire.
Yes, you did.
I said met.
Yes. So I interviewed people for jobs that were professional people for professional things, and I'm not aware of anyone aside from who clearly was a masseuse aged 17, but that's, at least that's how far we know that I can think of that fulfilled any professional capacity for Jeffrey.
List all the people under the age of 18 that you interacted with at any of Jeffrey's properties.
I'm not aware of anybody that I interacted with, other than I was 17 at this point. I had not any idea exactly of the youngest adult employee that I hired for Jeffrey.
When you say adult employee, did you ever hire someone that was under the age of 18?
Never.
Did you ever bring someone who was under, or invite someone who was under the age of 18 to his home, any of his homes?
Subject to the Foreman Foundation.
You can answer.
Can you repeat the question?
Yes. Did you ever invite anybody under the age of 18 to Jeffrey's house?
Same objection.
I have a number of friends that have children, and friends of mine who have kids, and in the invitation of my friends and their kids, I'm sure that I will have invited some of my friends' kids to come, if that's what you're referring to.
No, anybody that is not a friend of yours, any female under the age of 18, did you invite them to come to Jeffrey's home?
Object to the Foreman Foundation.
Again, as I said, I'm not aware of having invited anybody other than friends of mine who have children to the house.
Did you invite to come to Jeffrey Epstein's home when she was under the age of 18?
Miss Maxwell, when did you...
Object to the Foreman Foundation.
I'll stop it there because he does jump about a bit. But yeah, she's not saying anything now, but I'm wondering if there is more video to come out of her saying stuff.
So was this released? Were these interviews released with the Department of Justice stuff?
Mate, I have just
turned up
found
now?
that now, before the show. I've
Well,
never
even
seen that
the-
before.
Even the videos of, like, I mean, I'd never, maybe I didn't look for them. Maybe it's my own fault. But even the videos of Jeffrey Epstein interviewing, I can't remember seeing these things.
I'd seen some of the Jeffrey Epstein interviews before, other than that there is that new one that had leaked out. But yeah, it does look like she's guilty as sin there, doesn't it?
Oh, she's still, well, I mean, I think if there's anything we can rest our like hats on, it's the fact that these people are guilty of crimes.
Yeah.
You know, like that. There's no situation that I can see in my head where I go, oh,
they were all innocent. What
a turn up for the book that was. Poor Jeffrey. I don't think that.
Can you fucking imagine? Do you know what I mean? Can you just imagine it? Like, what the fuck?
I mean, I think it would be pretty impossible now. It would be, like,
yeah.
Even you would need an incredible bullshit story to rehabilitate the Epstein story.
But you know what? If it comes out and people are saying he's innocent and there's stuff out there, we'll be the first to report on it.
Yeah, well, yeah. Look, the Madeleine McCann thing. I think there's credible room for investigation.
I would say
there's some reason that hasn't happened. Just the photo fit. Just the photo fit. If you've got a woman who was working as a human trafficker for one of the most notorious abusers that the world has ever seen, and they happen to be identical to the photo fit for a missing child.
They happen to visit a certain place in Portugal.
But that's
where that witness saw.
It's enough, isn't it?
It's enough, yeah.
Enough. Even if it turns out to be like we've just said there, they've spent 13.3 million investigating it. What's another 2 million? Let's look into this as well.
And as me as a parent, I'd be pressing that. I'd say I want to see. I need to see more of these files.
You'd be out, wouldn't you? You'd be out right now doing interviews.
Yeah,
I
would if I was Kate or what's his name, Jerry. I would go straight onto fucking social media. I'd want to be interviewed by somebody, and I'd say, I want this looking into.
Even the remember the girl that claimed to be Madeleine McCann? Like, she obviously wasn't. She was obviously a bit fucking mental.
Was that the Polish girl?
Yeah. But
there's another girl now. There's another girl right now I think, a few weeks ago was claimed to be Madeleine McCann.
I thought that was the same girl.
No, it's a different girl, Lee.
Okay.
And even that, I'm wondering, is somebody kind of nudging these girls in the direction? Go, you know what you might better pull off. Or here's why. You could pull off being Madeleine McCann. We could make some money off this. Who's pushing these girls to do this?
I mean, let's think about it though. I'd like to know why they're the ones that get traction, because it's. I don't know now. Maybe I'm not sure, but I'd love to know how many people have come forward to say they're Madeleine McCann.
No, but mate, you're on the fucking money right there, mate. You're on the money, because how does that even get any legs? This is you're Madeleine McCann. I'm not going to waste my time with that. We're not going to put that out on any social media or any news. Also, it's disrespectful to the parents.
Yeah.
This is not going to happen. But no, we get the Polish girl. Apparently, she was. I think she managed to get Jerry's number, and she was calling him. That went out on social media. Mm-hmm. And you'd hear all about the fact that she'd been in contact with the McCanns. She was harassing them.
Yeah.
Is this something we're supposed to hear about? Does that make us feel, do you know what I mean? Does it get an emotional response from us? It all seems like it's all the little pieces have been put into place for us to get an emotional response to what's going on. Yeah. We should probably hit the UFO thing tomorrow. I don't know, unless something else hits, but
I think so. Yeah, I think it'd be better. But to go from
Epstein and
Madeleine
UFOs.
McCann to
That's fucking
feels hell. Yeah, it feels a bit fucking ham-fisted. Also, just to let everybody in on the inside track, I had to pause this podcast halfway through and go and throw up. So that's why it's slightly shorter than normal.
That's what Jeffrey Epstein does to Lee. That's why you know he's got a good heart.
Mm. He deep-throated me. What? No. Thank you for listening to the podcast, people. You're wonderful. I'm not feeling great. Ollie.
Yes, mate.
Take me out like Jeffrey Epstein.
I don't know. I feel a bit sick.
Oh, bless you.
I'm not doing anything. I'm just going to sit here and watch you suffer.
Fucking what? I mean, what difference is that to every fucking other week I've spent with you?
It's a lot of weeks.
It is a lot of weeks. It's a lot of days. It's a lot of hours. Just waiting for the sweet relief of fucking the void.
Well, get yourself to the toilet, mate. You know, get those fingers down your throat.
Don't need to. I've already done it. Anyway,
do it again.
Oh, you weirdo. You're into this, aren't you?
No, I just worry about you.
So what, you're encouraging bulimia?
No, I just don't want you to go to bed feeling poorly.
No, okay.
Ill.
Right, we're going now. We're off. Thank you very much for listening, people. You're wonderful. We're amazing, and we'll be back tomorrow. Bye bye.
Give us a 5-star review.
Immediately. Thank you.